What's up, guys? We already did the Week 9 Showdown slate. If you want to check that out, it'll be in the description below. It's also just go to my channel or just type in DFS Week 9 lineup. For Draftkings, will show up on Hide and Seek. But today specifically, what I want to do, because I've been getting these questions a lot, is a lot of people have certain studs that they want to play, and to get them in there, you got to get some value somewhere, right? So today, I'm going to do two videos. This first one right now is my favorite running backs that are under 5K on Draftkings. I'm going to give you 4 guys that I really like to maybe fill out a roster of running backs. And then next video, I'm going to give you 7 wide receivers I like that are really high value. So let's just dive right in. So maybe we want to get Patrick Mahomes in our lineup. Maybe we want Todd Gurley. And then look, we got 4,700 a player. So to remedy that, we are going to find 4 running backs that I really like. And the first name I want to talk about is someone that I'm playing this week, and it is Nick Chubb. So Nick Chubb gets to go against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Browns just fired both Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley, so it's kind of risky because we don't know exactly what this offense is going to look like. They just promoted their running backs coach to offensive coordinator. I hope it doesn't mean too much of a difference. I don't think it would. I think that what they've been trying to do with Chubb the last couple of games is kind of what they want to do for their team. They kind of want to be that team that can run the ball really well so that they can take some of the pressure off Baker. And I think that Nick Chubb is a great guy to do that with. He's handled 18 carries the last 2 games, and he gets to go up against the Chiefs. And, the Chiefs are the second best team in the league, I think, behind the Rams. And if there's anything that you don't want to do against the Chiefs is get down big or try to catch up with them, try to throw the ball, Baker versus Mahomes. It's not really a matchup that Baker wants to be in. So I think that the best way to attack the Chiefs is kind of how Denver did last week with Phillip Lindsay. Last week, Phillip Lindsay had 18 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown against the same Chiefs team. And I think that's kind of what I'm looking at from Nick Chubb this week. And I think that if you look at just the last 4 games for the Chiefs, they played against Sonny Michel, who went 24 for 106 and 2 touchdowns. They played against Joe Mixon, and they played against Phillip Lindsay. That's the last 3 games. Joe Mixon didn't have a great game, but they kind of got out of that game early. It ended up being 45-10. So teams that really have played the Chiefs tough in the last 3 weeks with the Patriots and the Broncos have done a better job on the ground with Sonny Michel and Phillip Lindsay. I think that's just kind of what the Browns are going to want to do this week. And at 4,500, somebody that can get you 20 touches a game at running back, this is probably the home run of the week. I like Nick Chubb. One guy I'm going to talk about real quick because he's over the salary that this video is only under 5K. One guy just above that, Latavius Murray, is someone that you really need to be using this week. If you can spend a little bit more than the 5,000 range. I love Latavius Murray, but at 4,500, Nick Chubb might be one of the best values on the slate today. So he's probably my number 1 guy I like at running back this week when it comes to value. My next favorite value is Isaiah Crowell, right down here at 4,200. Look, I talked about it in my DFS article a bit on Isaiah Crowell. I talked about how Crowell, when the Jets are playing a game that's either close or they can win, the Jets play a much different style where they're running the ball much better and Crowell is having bigger games. So Crowell has averaged 21.8 fantasy points when they've won compared to only 7.4 in their losses, which is kind of a big difference when he's averaging about 13 a game. So if you look back a couple of games ago, like versus Denver, that's when he had his biggest game and they won. Before that, Detroit, and they won another monster game, 100 yards. And Bilal Powell's out, so I think that those 2 combinations of the Jets being in a very winnable game versus the Dolphins and Crowell not having Powell back there to eat up some touches, I think that this is a great spot for Crowell. The Dolphins in the last couple of games have faced Mixon, 22 for 93 and a touchdown, just tore him up. Tariq Cohen had 90 receiving yards and another 31 on the ground. Carry on 19 for 158. In that same game, LeGarrette Blount had 10 carries for like 50 yards and a touchdown. And then just last week, Lamar Miller, of all people, just tore up this Dolphins team. They're the third worst team in the league stopping the run, and I think that Isaiah Crowell is just really in one of those spots where it's the matchups there. He has a chance to be in a close game where the Jets play much better, and I think that Crowell at 4,200 is a great spot for a lot of lineups because when you're saving that much for a guy that can get you 15, 20 touches, 13, yeah, he's only been around like but 11 is the lowest, 15 is the highest in the last 4 matchups. So you kind of know what you're getting with him. Only about 2 targets a game. So 15 opportunities a game for Isaiah Crowell isn't that bad for somebody at 4,200. And I think that he's got good talent. And I think this is a great matchup. So I love Isaiah Crowell this week. One other guy that I just kind of touched on when I talked about Tariq Cohen is Jordan Howard. So Jordan Howard. Oh, hold up. Let me see this. I got some weird lighting on my face. I'm going the wrong way. Does that make it worse? Oh, all right, we're good. So Jordan Howard has, in his last 4 games, he's been rocky, right? But his attempts are all there. They've gone up recently. 11 down here at Tampa, but ever since then, 14, 12, and 22. Only 1 target in each game, but he's got a touchdown each of the last 2 games. He's gotten some solid attempts. And Buffalo is a team that they're great on defense. They're actually one of the better defensive teams in the league. But they've just been trying to give Jordan Howard the ball more and trying to ride him. Like, look at 22 touches last week. This average is kind of bad. We don't like to see 3.7. But for under 5K, somebody that handled the ball 22 times last week and got in the end zone, I think that Jordan Howard is kind of just priced a little bit too cheaply. I don't like him as much as Chubb or Crowell for their values, but this is just one of those guys that, he was drafted, if you play season-long fantasy, he was drafted in either the end of the 2nd or the early 3rd round this year. You would draft him because all he does is rush for 1,300 yards every year of his career so far. So, he's still Jordan Howard. He still is a really talented running back. So we'll see how they use him this week, but I think that you're going to see more of this 14 to 20 touches this game. I don't think that, first of all, they're playing against the Bills with Nathan Peterman, who I think that might be the worst quarterback we've seen in this league in a long time. And against this defense, I don't think that Peterman's going to be able to do anything. So I think the Bears are going to win this game pretty handily. So I think that Jordan Howard has a pretty good opportunity to just run out the clock, get those 15 touches, and hopefully get in the end zone. The last guy I want to talk about is the cheapest. And that being said, he's the cheapest because he's probably the riskiest. But I just want to highlight Peyton Barber real quick because if you've looked at him over the last 3 games, he has 2 games over 80 rushing yards, 85 and 82. He got 19 touches last week, and he got in the end zone. Yeah, I agree. Nothing great about Peyton Barber. The matchups, all right. The Panthers' last couple of games have faced Saquon, Adrian Peterson, who both were at like 130 and 100 total yards against them. But the last 2 weeks, they've done a little bit better versus the Eagles and then the Ravens running backs last week. Even though Alex Collins still rushed for almost 5 yards a carry and got in the end zone. I think that's kind of what we're hoping here from Peyton Barber is more this game. I don't think he's going to get 19 touches this week, but 13, 11, 19. I think that 13, 14, 15 range for Peyton Barber is very doable. And if you're one of those people that you try to get a certain amount of touches out of your running backs, and say you want to go up all the way up to Gurley, that's 30 touches. You want to get, who else is going to get touches? Real quick, I'm not going to try to waste a lot of time. Say McCaffrey gets 20, so that's 50 touches. Another person that gets you in that 65, 70 touch range, really, if you just add Peyton Barber, I don't think that's a bad way to go. You can have these 2 studs in here, then you can save a lot of money with Peyton Barber, and he's going to get you the touches that you're looking for. And if he gets in the end zone, that's a steal at 3,600. So I think that Peyton Barber is a great way to keep your running back costs low and have somebody that has the upside of not only touches, but scoring a touchdown. So I think Peyton Barber is a great fit. If I had to rank them, my favorite values would be Nick Chubb at 4,500, Isaiah Crowell at 4,200, Jordan Howard at 4,700, and then Peyton Barber at just kidding. I'm gonna switch that last one. I'm gonna put Peyton Barber as my third favorite value at 36 because they're saving 1,100 to come down for Jordan Howard, and they're kind of in the same spot. You're trying to get the same amount of touches, and you're trying to get a touchdown. And if they don't get either one of those things, they're not going to be that effective. If you look at their yards per carry over the last couple of games, I want to see the difference. Yards per carry, 4.5, 2.5, 4.5. He's very inconsistent. And then Jordan Howard is right around, where's 4,700? 3.7, 3.14. So yeah, you're kind of looking at the same thing. So that's why I think that Peyton Barber is a good alternative to Jordan Howard. 1,100 cheaper and kind of the same play. You know, you're looking for the high volume touchdown play, and I think that I'd rather save at Peyton Barber. So those are my top 4 values at running back this week, guys. You know how I like to play. I like to play studs and duds. Let me pay up a Todd Gurley, but to do that, sometimes you got to throw in these running backs. So that's all I got for this one, guys. My next video I'm coming out with, I'm going to do right after this, is going to be my favorite values at wide receiver. So if you thought you got any value in this video, please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be putting out probably 3 to 4 videos a week. I'm going to be doing the main slate on Sunday. I'm going to be doing my favorite values at running backs, my favorite values at receiver, and then I'm going to do one of the showdown slates. So there's going to be a video probably every other day for the rest of the football season. So, you know, you want to subscribe to this. You want to be able to get all these videos right when they come out. And tweet me at HeinzZeke. Let me know who your favorite value running back who your favorite running back is this week. And that'll be all. Take care, guys.